Alright, guys. Welcome to Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. And I haven't even taken a look at the markets today. I actually woke up a little late, hence why we're running about 5 minutes late today. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. Happy to see you here. So, I haven't taken a look at anything. I pretty much just glanced the ES just now, a few seconds ago, and what I saw is that we're making new lows. So we'll dive into those charts in just a second, but I gotta get a sip of this green tea. Mm, delicious. All right, so I hope you guys have your favorite hot beverage. We're about to dive in and start up some charts here. Okay, so here's the ES today. You see we're making a low right now, 38.40. One of our members in our group, Ed Art, said that it's just been ridiculous choppy, very little trend, and we could see 4,000 or we could see 3,600 a day on the ES. He's probably not wrong. Um, it's actually, I'm on the 3 minute chart at the moment. Let's take a look at the 5 day, 5 minute. And you can see 5 days ago, not even that. Excuse me. So round, when is this? So yesterday, actually, 11/1/22, we were coming up to try and test around the 4,000 zone. We're at 39.28. Obviously, it's a long way from 4K, but that was actually I guess allergies are bad today. That was actually a double top. So you could see back here on was this October 30th? We were right around 39.25 ish for the high. Pulled back, did a long extended ABCD pattern, and then flew up yet again to this 39.20 area, and got rejected off that double top. And you can see the rejection was pretty heavy as well. This came on the back of comments from both Biden and King Charles as well. King Charles talking about central bank digital currencies and programmable money, which I think nobody wants. Because no, I just don't think anyone wants programmable money. And then also on the back of comments from from Biden talking about that was not this one, not this drop. That was a couple of days ago where we had that really big drop. I think it was like right in here. Um, no, I don't know where it was. Where he was talking about a windfall tax, which did very little to rally the market. In fact, it did the opposite because, as most people know, when the government adds a new tax, prices like consumers don't get any benefits from that. Basically, all that happens is when they add more corporate taxes, then those corporations simply hike up prices and charge that, pass that tax on to the consumer. Um, so the consumer sees no benefit from it. In fact, the consumer just pays higher prices. So, because why would the corporations be bothered with paying that type of tax when they can pass it on? Um, and that definitely kind of pushes that sort of that narrative forward, and it's kind of pushed markets down a bit on both those type of comments. Both those comments correlated to market drops in the last week. At least that's what was showing up inside of all of my news feeds in like TD Ameritrade and stuff like that when I would log in and check my portfolio account. We did hit this low, like I said, at right around 38.40, and we are getting a little bit of a bounce off of that. TTM on the 5 minute chart showing 10.0, or sorry, 10.7 to 10.0. 11.6 to 10.7 to 10.0. Not enough momentum. Volume's pretty average for the 5. should identify these little volume targets that I put in here. Switching over to the 3 minute chart. 3 minute chart, you can see we got a possible crossover. And I'll check in with you guys in just a second. We also got a 35 crossover at 612, indicating a potential upside move. That's also moving that resistance down as well. VWAP's coming down with it, so that's a good thing. So that reduces the amount of extension that we have to the downside. Man, I'm sorry about all the sneezes and coughs this morning, guys. 2TM on 3 on this yellow chart here. Started off at negative 8.1, then 2.76, then 7.3, then 6.8, then 6.8, then 6.6, then 5.9, so that's an improvement, then 4.9, 4.3, and that's our current one, is that 4.5 to 4.3 area. Within a red dot as well on the 2TM, so this may still push down, but we are moving up at about a half a point to 1 point for a potential trend reversal, and we keep getting that possible crossover you see pop up there. That's a crossover of the 12 and 26, which on the 1 minute chart we got a little micro crossover. And ran into resistance at the 50 EMA on the 1 minute chart. This is actually looking pretty decent for a potential breakout. Let's take a look at what the measurements are here. 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 4. Not much momentum building. This 50 may be a pretty strong resistance point. We'll find out. But that 50 is right at 38.45. So it's also right at a resistance zone as well. Contracts are also, like, volume is really small. Look at the volume size. You can see it right here as I hover over it. Even on this candle here with the most volume, you can see it's only at 42.87. Now normally we're looking for about 3,000 to 4,000 contracts traded per minute. But look at this volume on the other candles. This was 1962. This one was 2194, 2118, 1708. So, so definitely very low volume moves at the moment. I think that this may be a market to scalp in after taking some time to do that assessment here. We've got resistance at the 50 EMA. You can see it kissed it here on this doji. Almost did there on that green candle, then again on the red. Rejected it here on this green candle, and now we are actually getting a breakout over that with a decent amount of momentum. So we went from basically 1.2 to 1.6 to 2.0. So it's like 0.4 points, but the volume is, you see here's where we normally look for volume. It's around 4,500, and we're barely at 2,500. So, so having said that, I'm more, so you look at this, I think that I do have a little bit more bearish sentiment on the day slightly, even though this is looking like a potential trend reversal. But that volume, though, that volume is kind of really, really important. And the fact that the volume is this low on the day is a little sketch. Looking for a little bounce off 46. Looks like I missed the entry, and looks like the trade would have worked out. But we just didn't get the entry, so cutting it. There's a pretty decent likelihood of a breakout, but volume is going to be key. All right, just jumping in, check the comments. What's up, Adam? Good to see you. What's up, Crypto Critter? No trades, broken to tomorrow. Watching. Hey, Adam, maybe you can just trade in your sim today. Market taking all my money. Just catching up with y'all's. Yeah, Adam, just make sure on that on the 6,200 shares that you have with DBGI, just make sure that you have your sell order preset. Because even if the market tends to like rip past it or something like that, you're gonna have to be make sure that you're present there when the reverse split happens. So you may want to have your sell order preset at a certain percentage of profit. Yeah, I noticed this too. That that actually hurt me out pretty heavily. Um, is that I had a couple of a while back. I had a couple of things that reverse split, and it was the weird part was too is I didn't even think they needed a reverse split. They just sort of did it, and that was really not fun. You hate TDA? Yeah, TDA is. I think TDA is good. Honestly, like I think that TDA offering free commissions is really important, frankly, because a lot of places don't and could, um, and really kind of like when Robinhood stepped in and changed the game that way. I think that a lot of companies followed suit, and TDA was one of them. And I personally think that it's overall better for the market if fees just are minimal. Um, Years ago, back in 2010, I started trading. I traded for a while, and I actually only lost one trade um, over the course of trading for a month, not knowing anything at all about what I was doing. It was the very first time I ever traded. But because of the fees, I ended up losing money. So I was losing money on practically every trade because it was a $14 round trip. I only had a $500 account, so $7 in and $7 out plus the cost of shares. So it was a minimum 14 plus whatever the shares were, and I think the shares were 25 cents a share. So for every four shares, I paid a whole nother dollar. So if I bought 10 shares of something, I'd be in for almost 20 bucks on the round trip. And um, so that meant that I needed to more or less swing trade, but I didn't understand trading really very well. So I was basically trading in and out and scalping moves. And while almost every one of my trades was profitable or would have been if there weren't fees, uh, I ended up losing most of my account due to fees. And then I just bought some stocks, walked away, uh, and left them there for years. And a few of them made money, and most of them didn't. A few of them just went to zero. Um, but but when I started picking up stocks again around 2019, that was at a that was at a defunct company. It was at Scottrade, and they got bought out by TD Ameritrade. Um, and so I had a TD Ameritrade account, and as I began to learn more about it, I learned that now there were fees and that they had access to Thinkorswim. I hated Thinkorswim for a very long time. Uh, it took me months to really kind of dial it in, but now that I know it, I actually like it better than just about any trading software out there. And I've used Tradeovate. I've used Weeble, which Weeble. One thing I love about Weeble is that they continue to improve. That's one thing I actually really love about the company because a lot of companies don't improve, and Weeble just continues to get better. Their charts got better from the 2 or 3 years ago when I first started using them. Um, their tools, their charting tools, their scanners got better. Just everything about their software got better. They added crypto, um, which you could trade with cash, which I really liked. Although they do have a really high spread uh, on their trading on Webull. But yeah, that's kind of the story of like how trading played out for me. I went a lot of years just with having that Scotch Rite account, not doing anything with it. But I ended up with TOS and like Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade just because they got bought out by these guys. Getting a bounce off the 26th, not a common place that we get a bounce from, um, although it does happen from time to time. Oh man, this whole time I didn't have my charts up. I apologize, guys. I was like watching my charts, like, yo, what's up? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Webull just keeps getting better as a company, and they've gotten better over the last like 3 years or so that I've had them. By the way, there is a link to Webull in the description if you guys want to get 6 free stocks. If you guys don't already have a Webull account, because they don't. They also offer no fees, but you can trade crypto there and options. So it's pretty dope. Um, and personally, I actually really like their charts. You can do TTM, you can do everything you can do in TOS, and their charts actually became a lot more manipulatable. So you can actually um, just kind of drag and drop the modals. And then what's also cool is that it links up all your charts across Mac and PC and web. So like I use both Mac and PC, and it's just nice that whatever I adjust on my PC side adjusts on my Mac side. And then the other thing is that that's also really cool about them is that they just have all their stuff in the cloud. Yeah, Adam, if you switch to Webull, my friend, I'd appreciate it. You're welcome to go wherever you want, but I'd appreciate it if you happen to use the link in our description because once you fund your account with like, I think it's $100 is the minimum. They will give you 6 free stocks for signing up using my link. Um, 6 was the last time that I looked. It may not be that anymore. I've seen them give away as much as 20 free stocks. It's just crazy. Um, but what's cool about it is that you basically are in the green the moment that you get there, and they give out stocks like anywhere from being worth $2 all the way up to $3,500. So it's just the luck of the draw. But like when I signed up, I got a 40% return on my deposit. So I was like, dope, Marty Green. Um, so, and that was back when they're only giving out a couple of stocks. I only got 2 stocks when I signed up. Now they're giving like 6. Um, but yeah, Adam, if you decide that you want to sign up, I'd appreciate it if you sign up through my link. Um, that stuff is helpful not just to me and the channel, but just to the community as a whole because it allows us to actually grow this place. All right, so we did get a bounce off the 50 EMA. This is actually looking pretty decent now for a trend reversal. Look out for 3850 as a potential resistance zone. We did get a bounce off this 45 up to 50. That's what definitely would have been a nice trade. It's challenging a little bit to trade just because the volume's so low, but you see it's kind of increasing a little bit. Also, we're going to be focused on scalping today because of the low volume in the market. May look for an entry off of like 48.75 there. I don't know if we're going to pull back that much. I know we did a second ago. Oh, I guess we did. All right, entries at 48.75, and look for an exit right there, 49.75. Well, that worked out. Okay, that was our first trade of the day, up 250 in the sim. I'm gonna pull the eval up here. There's only a couple seconds left in this. We've been doing pretty decent in the eval, although we're still red on the account. We're not red much. We're red $104. Bounced off 38.50. 38.50 now is the resistance zone here. I actually have this at 49. I'm gonna move this up to 50. Momentum looking kind of decent. Went from 2.4 to 2.8 to 3.0. Green hammer candle. So I may expect some resistance here. And I'll pull back to the 9, which is at 48. So I'm going to look for an entry off of 48. And I'm going to put this at 6 ticks for an entry off of 48 if we even get that. That would be a pullback of $1, which is right where the 9 EMA is. Although this is looking like a little bit like a flag. So I don't know if we'll pull back that far. Momentum 3.0 to 3.1. It's just not much. You can see the volume is getting closer to our 4,500 mark. Moving this order up now to 48.50. And the 9 is right at 48. So I'd be looking to get in 2 ticks above the 9 EMA. If we pull back that much, we're at 49.50 at the moment. I'm expecting like a 3-minute pullback. 1 tick away. 48.75. We cut that and join the bid. Just move past us. Dojo on this little curl. 3.1 to 3.3. Still not much in the way of the movement. In terms of momentum, you can see volume actually declined a little bit. But we are pushing up. I think I was like 1 tick too high to get an entry off that. That'd have been a decent like 4 or 5 tick trade. Looking for a breakout now over 38.50. I think I'll just join the bid here at 38.50. We got the entry at 50, and looking to get out at 51 and 51.50. I think that's a little aggressive actually. I'm gonna put it at 50.75, which is only 3 ticks up. You can see this triple top here at 50 and a half. So I'm actually going to put there 50 and a half. May have to cut this pretty quickly here. You got that 3-minute pullback. Still getting new cyan candles. 3.4 to 3.4. It's just not enough momentum though. Just gave back most of our profit on the day at the moment. Pulling back now. This was actually what I was looking for on this candle here, this hammer candle. Gotta cut that. Took a decent sized loss on that, so 250 plus the 375 that we just went red on the day. So what's that a loss of? 300 plus, so that's 500. So it's a loss of 625 on that one. I'm worried that the volume is just too low today. Like honestly, like that's my biggest concern on the day is how low the volume is. Because you see, even on like the higher candles, we're barely breaking 4,000 contracts. And so, to me, it's kind of like, well, I don't know. Without that volume, man, this is it's a lot more challenging to judge momentum because you can see even with the momentum stacking up, it's only stacking up by like half a point or even less. So. I can't watch that many. Yeah, same Tiny. I can only really watch like 1 to 2 charts at a time myself, honestly. That's why you see me switching back between the 1, 3, and 5. That's also what I like about Weevil too. You don't need to put very much in order to claim your stocks. Okay, getting a bounce off of really the bounce actually ended up off of 35, and if you look down here, the 35 actually crossed over to 50. Um, it's crazy because like if we had more volume, this would be like a dope trend reversal breakout. There'd be like a lot of movement happening here, but because there's a lack of volume, it makes this breakout struggle because of the lack of volume. But from a momentum perspective and a chart perspective, it looks awesome. Like it looks really good from a chart stand point of view. From 3 to 2.9 to 2.7 to 2.4, so dropping by about zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.3 per candle. Um, 39.50 clear or 38.50 clear line in the sand. I'm gonna put up the 3-minute chart. Take a look at that. So the 3-minute actually got a crossover right here. That was right before we had that little breakout, and then on 3 went from negative 0.8 to positive zero point 0.6 or zero point 0.5, sorry, to 1.6 to 2.0. And on the 3-minute chart, you can see we're running into resistance right now at the 35. But I don't think that's going to last. I'm actually going to put this at 8 ticks. And then I'm going to join the bid here at around 47.50. Got the entry at 47.50. Looking for a bounce up to 49. I think I'm actually going to put that bounce at 38.50. So 38.50 is kind of the in-between point. I took this trade based off of the momentum that's building on the 3-minute chart, as well as the rejection that's currently happening at 35 on the 3-minute chart. So I'm looking to get out at 38.50. Gonna throw up the 5-minute chart here. You can see we have a possible crossover on the 5, and on the 5-minute chart, we went from 6.7 to 5.6 to 4.0. So 5-minute chart's getting some reasonable momentum build as well, and our next 5-minute candle will be at 8:05. So just in about 1 minute, the next 5-minute candle. I do want to see the next 5-minute candle go green and break above 38.50 and come up and test this 35 zone, the EMA 35, which is at 52. So switching back over to the 1-minute chart to get a more micro view of all of this. And jumping to the evaluation, we got 5 contracts, three ticks. On the eval and on the 1-minute chart, you can see we pulled back quite a bit in the TTM side of things. Going red on this trade for the moment, but given the 3 and the 5-minute chart, I don't think that this is going to continue as red. Our entry is at 47.50, which I think is a pretty good entry. Doing this now on the 3-minute chart, it's got to break over 48.50 in order to really break out. It's just right at 48.25 now. Damn, I was about to join the bid there on the eval. That trade would have worked out perfectly.
Order filled.
Join the bid here at 48.75. I'm looking for an exit at 49.50, but it did pull back some. Don't like that. We're in 5 contracts on the eval. I might try to scalp this just at 49 and just get out with 1 tick. Ooh.
Order filled.
Big pullback on that, unfortunately. Lost 271 in the eval on that one. C'est la vie. The first trade would have worked out because our entry would have been at 48. This one ended up being our exit as practically 48. We lost 4 ticks on that. Um, I still have confidence in this trade here. Um, but as far as the eval goes, now we need to work our way out of a hole, which is no fun. Pulling back to the 35 here. This is we're only down 3 ticks in this trade because we got our entry really well. Um, so this is pulling back to the 9 EMA on the 3-minute chart. Again, the volume is low. And on the 1-minute chart here, you see we're kind of entering a little bit of a pullback territory. The 26 did cross above the 35. We're looking for bounces now along the 35. Although the 9 has crossed below the 12 on the 1-minute chart. We're trading with super low volume today. And it's with that low volume, this actually adds a substantial amount of risk. Like, for how low the volume is, that the risk is dramatically higher. Because what it really means is that a couple of contracts can come in and push this thing down or push this thing up. All right, so we are getting a bounce off the 35, and we're bouncing up to 48 or so. 48.50 is kind of our line in the sand, if you will. So like right here, that's the area to break out of that we need to beat. 3-minute chart. Next 3-minute candle is at 8:09, which is in 40 seconds. Just gonna jump in and check in with Gal. Got a hammer candle forming on the 3, right there at our break-even point, 47.50. Little doji. From 2.7 to 3.2. 2.7, 3.0. Okay, so on the 3-minute chart, we actually pull back down to the 12 EMA. I don't like that. I didn't want this to drop really below the 9. So I may end up cutting this trade a little bit early, but I still think that we can get out with a little micro profit. The bounce here happened off of 46. Here's our new candle. Momentum went from 3.1 to 3.6. Okay, so momentum's actually looking pretty decent. I'm gonna see if I can get an entry here in the eval at 47.50. Maybe like right. Actually, I don't know. 1-minute chart's showing a red on the cyan. Super difficult without volume. I feel like I'm trading in the after hours. 1-minute chart getting a possible crossover. I really do feel like I'm trading the after hours. I mean, this volume is so low. This is crazy low volume. Guess that move would have worked out off 47.50. Rejected at 48. You can see red on the 1-minute TTM. Have to wait till about 8:12, which is just in a minute and a half. And we'll get the next 3-minute candle. So the 5-minute candle, 5-minute chart. Hey. We are getting closer to the VWAP though, because you can see the VWAP's kind of leveling off now. VWAP's just at 55. As far as 5-minute chart goes, 12 still above the 9. They've drawn in closer, but now they're running parallel. Let's see. We went from 4.1 to 3.8 to 1.9. So the 5 minute chart's also looking pretty reasonable for this breakout, or at least the momentum shift. I don't like that there are red dots in the last three candles there, um, but for the most part, the 5 minute chart hasn't put it in fake outs today. So got a doji at the bottom here on the 5. Next 5 minute candle's at 8:15, so I think we might start seeing some movement around 8:12, and then at 8:15 we might get like a nice big pop. What's this? 48 and a quarter, 47.
Order filled.
Doing the bid at 47.50, and for that rip up. Exit the trade there.
Order filled.
So we did make some profit back. Could have made 3 ticks, but we made 2. That's a little bit of money back. So that puts us down 168.6 in the eval today. We're currently back in green on this trade. Not much, but a little bit. What are we on the 3 minute chart? So we went from 3.6 to 3.5. There's our 8:12 candle, and it rejected off the 35. So that does kind of suck, because that was going to be our breakout. Rejected the 35 heavily. Are we going to come down and test lows again? Glad we got out of that trade in the eval with some profit, although we are red on the day slightly in the eval. Rejected that 5 minute breakout too. Now only moving up half a point on the DTM. But we still haven't switched over to 8:15 yet. We've still got 45 seconds till that point. Just sticking in with y'all. Yeah, it's definitely a tough day in the market. Really, the tough day is coming as a result of this lack of volume. I'm gonna probably have to cut this. Honestly, probably already should have cut it. Could have cut it with a little bit of profit too. There's only a few seconds left on this this 5 minute, and we're already down pretty reasonable, like pretty high amount, I should say. So might as well just wait out this last couple of seconds, since it's kind of popping back up a little bit anyway. So from 2.7 to 2.3 to 2.1. So it did lose a sizable amount of momentum. This 5 minute needs to go green, otherwise, right when I said it goes green. Nice. So this 5 minute candle needs to end green. Otherwise, I think we may see continued lows. 2.7 to 2.3 to 2.0. You can see the TTM is also somewhat leveling off on momentum as well. Super low volume, man. The volume just is not there. Without the volume, there is no trade for the most part. I really do feel like I'm trading the after hours. Cutting that for a 1K loss. Down 1375 on the day. It didn't have to be that way. I honestly should have managed that risk better. And I think on any normal volume day, that trade would have worked out just fine. But because of the low volume, it's definitely interfering with chart patterns and breakouts. By the way, guys, I personally view volume as being one of the strongest indicators, one of the most important indicators to actually judge momentum or judge any chart pattern, really, for that matter. I look at volume above all else. I think that's probably one of the most important factors. By the way, guys, if y'all hanging out, y'all chilling, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And also, if you guys are trying to earn funding in the futures market, make sure that you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are super dope. They have great customer service. And right now, if you use the link in my description, you guys get a whatever the best deal is at the time, which is right now I think it's 25% off, and you'll get that off for life. So personally, I think the 50K eval is one of the best out there. That's what I'm working on, is the 50K evaluation, um, and this allows you to take a max of 8 positions. You only need to hit a profit target of $3,000, which is, as you see, we've done several times on the channel in terms in the sim, and so I definitely think it's something that is attainable. And also, they have these one-step evaluations that only require you to trade a minimum of 5 days, which is not very much. Subsequently, guys, you can also check out the fast track evaluations using the link in our description, and these are, you can see they're significantly reduced prices. Basically, you have these have no monthly renewal. They're just a one-time purchase, and they allow you to actually earn a funded account if you can do it in 14 calendar days or less. So, um, so pretty awesome stuff there, guys. Make sure you guys check these guys, Elite Trader Funding, out if you guys are interested at all in earning funding in the futures market. I think they're one of the best out there, best customer service by far, from what I've seen. So, having said all that, let's jump back into the charts and see if we're actually getting this 5 minute bounce. We're on the 5 minute chart. We finally started to get a little bit of momentum. You can see we went from 2.7 to 2.3 to now 1.8. So, an increase of about a half a point. I want that to be closer to a whole point, or at least like zero point 0.7. And if you remember, I said that this candle here needs to end green if we are to continue this potential trend reversal. Otherwise, I think we'll just come down and make new lows. But at the moment, you can see sort of that ascending support right here. Throw this up. Move the chart upward a little bit. All right, so you can see sort of that ascending support happening right there. And so that's going to be kind of the area that we're looking for this to bounce off of, is right in that zone. Our next 5 minute candle is going to be in about 30 seconds. Oh, not even that, for like 5 seconds. No, it's more like 30. Visual impairment issue. All right, 15 seconds to a new 5. We're going to want to see on the next 5 minute candle a bounce off of this and a run up towards about 48, right in this zone here. So here's a new 5 minute candle. Went from 2.7 to 2.3 to 1.8. 1.8. So half a point to 1.2, 1.3. So that's another half a point. So I don't mind taking a trade here based off the 5 minute chart and the trend reversal. This is going to be likely a couple of minutes trade for this to push back up, and we're only looking to regain about 500 bucks of the 1375 or so that we're down. So our exit point is at 47, our entry's at 45. So we're looking for this cyan switch on the 5 minute chart. I don't like that there's been red dots the last few minutes. This could indicate a potential false break, but also the lack of volume could just provide a false break as a result of lack of volume. Down about 6 ticks in this trade. Entries at 45, which I don't think is a horrible entry. Basically looking for this ascending support to play out on the 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at the one. Really need a lot more volume, man. I don't mean to complain, but it's like, yo, what happened to all the traders on Earth? Like, say oil prices are going up. Does anyone know when the Fed is scheduled to release information about the interest rates at all? Let's take a look at the market news calendar. So this is the news this week. So we got Wednesday, that's today. We got a drop at 5:15, drop at 7. We get another drop at 11, and then another drop at 11:30. So at 11:30, this is when we should see probably some volatility in the market with Jerome Powell's press conference. And then the FOMC announcement. This is like I'll do the interest rates. That's at 11. Rental vacancy rate, not that important. ADP employment report. So 11 o'clock is the FOMC announcement, and 11:30 is Jerome Powell's press conference. I think that's going to make a difference in the market volatility at the moment. 3-minute chart, you can see we're pushing back up. We did get a bounce off that ascending support line that I drew in, and we're actually coming up and almost hitting 47, which is where the exit point is of this trade that we entered in at 45. I don't like that the momentum's dropping on the 3-minute chart, so I'm going to exit this trade. Made a little micro profit on that one. Nothing too crazy, but got something. Got a possible crossover happening here. I'm going to jump over to our evaluation, see if we can take advantage of this move. Need to make a trade plan first. 2.8, 1.5 to 0.9, so that's looking pretty good. Should have got that entry off 46.50. We've got 5 seconds left in this candle. New candle now. Red pullback candle to start. Turning the vid here at 47.
Order
got
filled.
the entry at 47. Hope that doesn't just pull right back. Looking for an exit at 48 and a quarter. I think I'm going to put my exit a little bit lower, maybe at 48. Currently break even in this trade, up 1 tick. Hands over the cover button, ready to kill it. Dropping it now down 2 ticks. Looking for a 2-tick exit. Now I'm pushing 1 tick. Let's pull back way too much. Kind of stiff.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, so we did get that trade. That was only a one tick move up, but still profit. So now red about 128 bucks in the eval account. Okay, so we got this 1 minute pullback here. We're getting a cyan switch at the moment and a little bit of volume showing up. Joining the bid there. Maybe that wasn't a great entry point, but 9's above 12. Ooh, big rejection off of that. I guess we're right here where the 9 is right at the 12. Um, and it's all running into 35 and potentially into the 26. Our entry was at 46.50 on the sim. Just jump out to the 3 minute chart. Three-minute chart got a rejection off of 35. You can see we've been rejecting on 35 all day. Looking for this ascending support to hold. And checking the 5 minute chart. Okay, so on the 5 minute chart, this ascending support is holding reasonably well. And we went from 1.8 to 0.9 to 0.6. I want to see this end at least 0.5 or higher. Won't know till 8:30, which isn't for another minute. Also, would really love to see a 1226 crossover on the 5 minute chart. This is actually a pretty profitable cryptocurrency trade that I do fairly frequently. Just checking in with you guys too, and just take a look, see. So we do have a couple people still chilling and hanging out here. If you guys are chilling and hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff just helps the channel grow and whatnot. And also, too, guys, if you want to check out our Discord group is awesome for if you want to have some conversations around investing, trading, entrepreneurship, anything of the like. We're all there for it. Personally, I've been a digital entrepreneur for well over a decade, and have a reasonable amount of insight over that last decade on how to build a business online. So if that's something that you're at all interested in, I'm sure you join our group. We do conversations about that every now and then, and I think we'll start doing it more after the beginning of the year. Because at that point, likely I'll have a few more digital businesses that'll be starting, so we can discuss that stuff at that time. We're getting a cyan switch on the 5 minute. Went from 0.3 to 0.2. I should say negative 0.3 to positive 0.2. So it's a move of about a half a point, which I said was kind of the minimum that I wanted to see on that 5 minute chart. I think at 11 o'clock, which is 2 p.m. market time, we're going to see increased volatility due to the FOMC meeting. So at 11:30 during Jerome Powell's press conference, that's also going to move markets. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why the volume is so low here in the day, is because everyone's kind of anticipating that meeting. Checking this trade against a 1 minute chart now. Let's see, 0.2, 0.4, Really, it's just not enough momentum here. Even this was like a high volume candle on the day, and it's only 3,600 contracts. So that's really low on the day. We're looking to get out of this trade at 48.50. Um, but given the rejections here at 47 and whatnot, 24 to point 0.6 to point 0.6, yeah, just gonna have to cut this. Getting that there, probably going to go ahead and shut it down on the day. And basically, there's just not a lot of action. Just super low volume, pretty boring day, to be honest. I don't think anything's going to happen to the FOMC meeting at 2 p.m. market time. So, guys, thanks so much for showing up today. Love and appreciate you. We're down 1,800 or so in the sim today, down 128 in the evaluation today, which is okay considering that we've been up for the last few weeks. So, um, minor pullbacks are normal in trading. So, all right, guys. Much love and appreciation. Peace out, optimists. We will see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific. Watch for that FOMC meeting today and Jerome Powell's press conference at 11:30. So market volatility will likely happen at that time. Um, exactly. Stay optimistic even in the darkest days, and the light will appear. Um, all right, optimistic futures family. We will see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, and that's 10:30 Eastern. So, all right, guys, much love and appreciation. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.